We initially wanted to select just 3 winners, but thanks to your creativity, we decided to increase that number. So if you haven't joined yet, check out our pinned post on Twitter and submit your meme because it's so funny and it's so viral. Like, check out our Twitter channel. And another contest we have like live on Twitter. It's a contest with wallet. So you probably may win also 100 USDT for participating and for your creativity. So like, these are our ongoing contest on Twitter. Check this out. And as you can see, there are always plenty of ways to engage and win in our community. And let's start, because I see that we have a lot of people connecting. And let's move on to our main part of today's session. I'm happy to pass the word to our Head of Developer Relations, Ethan, who will start answering your questions. Ethan, please press this green button.
All right, do you guys hear me? Looks like you do.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. All right, everyone, thanks. And Elisa, thank you very much for the introduction. Glad to be here. I am going to start answering questions regarding the grant program. We had a lot of submissions. I tried to take the top 7 that kind of fit everyone's questions. So let's see if I can pull that off for you guys. But I'm going to start with the first question, which is, what are the eligibility criteria for the STON.fi grant program? So the grant program is open for like solo devs, also teams. You can be at your early stage bootstrapping, or you could be a more experienced team that need to integrate our decks, okay? We do have a criteria to have a prototype. So you do have to show that your team has bootstrapped to have almost at an MVP stage, something that we can check out and see how the product works. Because we want to make sure, if we choose you in the grant program, that your use case makes sense to integrate us. So because with the grant program, if you succeed, we succeed, and vice versa, right? And so Focus is basically integrating us for your product use case. So that's utilizing our SDK documentation. We have another protocol called OmniSton, which I'll later talk about. That has an SDK. You might want to be utilizing our pools in some fashion. So that's integrating our liquidity provision. So it's really about checking out our docs with your product use case and seeing how you can leverage DeFi mechanics within whatever you're building. So that's the answer for that question. Now, the next one is, what types of projects does the STON.fi team prioritize when awarding grants? So I would say the most that get accepted is in the decentralized finance area, right? And that, this can involve yield aggregation. So think of like the pools with the most yield. Your application can aggregate that, for example, or you're working on some type of lending protocol. So think of all like the DeFi use cases, right? Or even a potential invention of a use case that could utilize our DEX, because with DeFi, you need to use DEXs to create your financial concept, right? And it's a really great sandbox. But that doesn't mean we don't accept other areas. Like there's an example, we had a project that is aggregate called Swift Gifts, that are aggregating NFTs, right? Now with NFTs, there's no DEX swapping happening with NFTs, right? That's a different Jayton standard. But what they did was they allowed you to buy NFTs using USDT, because all the marketplaces only accept TON. So in the background, they swap it to TON and buy the NFT for you. So that's like an example. Even though it's an NFT marketplace that doesn't use swap our, the JSON standard swaps. That's like an approach. You can look at GameFi, right? If you have a token utility model where you need a simple buy button and then locking to access the game after buying it, for example, that buying option through TON or USDT would use our swap function, right? So just you can see different angles. There's many even angles with GameFi that you can even integrate DeFi. So it's not just DeFi. You can look at SocialFi concepts, but it just has to somehow utilize our DEX. Next question, are grants funds strictly for TON native projects, or can they be used for cross-chain integrations? So that's a good question. Primarily, it's TON native. And as you know, TON native is important because Telegram mini apps can only be TON native, right? So you want to focus on TON native. However, there is some use cases. For example, if you were doing cross-chain, let's say you have a cross-chain protocol, you created a bridge from Ethereum to TON. One concept that would work actually is I want to sell my Ethereum for Notcoin. Technically, you would be using that bridge to get TON, and then you can use us in the background to swap to Notcoin for the user. So that's kind of like example, similar approach for on and off ramps. That's really the only thing I can kind of think of. But if there is an approach where it's moving more cross-chain and you need to use our swaps to allow any JSON tokens to happen, that works. Next, so this will be question number 4. Beyond funding, what technical support and resources are available to grant recipients? So what we also offer, so other than the grant money, we offer you dev support. We also have partners where you get free perks. So for example, GitHub Enterprise you get for a year. We even have a Fireflies AI that does transcript for your meetings. You get $500 worth of credit. So there's different options you can get for free credits, right? So we have our partners there. You also get promotion. So once the integration is complete, we have unlocked the grant. You get promoted on our channels for people to check out your project and try it out, right? So those are sort of the core aspects, and we have a group chat with you there to communicate. We even help with QA testing, so we're really happy to test out your product. If we find some bugs, we help you out there. So we make it so we're like part of your team. And so the next question is what milestones must grant-funded projects achieve to qualify further support? So we usually have milestones in the project. Sometimes it's one milestone if it's really just a simple swap function you need. That makes sense. But one thing that is crucial to ensure accountability is you need to complete the milestone to unlock the funds, right? And what we do is we always make sure we test it, making sure it's working for you. And, I would say half the times we sometimes find bugs while we're working with the grantee, but that's quite normal. And then once that's fixed, we promote it. And also to keep in mind, we always are supporting. So even after the grant's done, we're always happy to keep in touch. We often keep in touch with a lot of the grantees to see how they're doing, especially if you make a new product update. We've posted other grantees in the past when they built something interesting and new. We've had a few follow-up grants that we've given for different use cases, but usually the follow-up grant is like a big improvement that seems more innovative, right? So that has happened in the past. Next question, what is a typical timeline for the application decision? So when you apply, it's a 3-week process for us to review, because there's a moment where I consult with the team, the CEO, to make sure we can agree, because we want to analyze also the time it's going to take you. Because think about what we're doing is we want to give your developers, we're like paying your developers per hour in a way. That's how we kind of think of it in our heads on the integration. And we focus on the integration. We're not giving you money on, oh, I want to build some front end, some separate feature in your project, right? It's specifically for utilizing our docs, right, and building that way. So we these are small grants that we just focus on your time with integrating. And the last but not least, examples of successful projects funded so far. So I think we can talk about more of the recent projects. There's one called Kirkify. You can it's x-fi.tg. They're doing spot margin trading. That's pretty cool. It's similar to perpetual trading. So how they integrated us, what you do on their application is, if you're going to do spot margin trading on predicting STON price, for example, what you can do is you deposit, let's say you deposit $500 USDT. What it does is they borrow from our DEX, from our pool, 500 worth of TON. So then you have exposure, you're borrowing, and so you're double what you hold. And so if the price goes up, you're 2x, right? Different approach to perpetual trading, but that concept where you're basically trading on the prediction of the price. Excuse me. So, but what's great about spot margin trading is there's less risk involved than perpetual trading. You might not earn as much, but you don't lose as enough. So it's a more safer approach to not expose as much risk. So that's a pretty cool product. I think I was mentioning the Swiss Gifts product that's aggregating. We also, Ava recently was part of our grant program. They are allowing lending your TON USDT pair. So there are LP there. You can actually borrow assets, and you can do looping mechanisms. I would search about that. We're not giving financial advice here, but that's kind of cool that you can use your LP tokens as collateral. So I think those are the most recent ones I'd like to highlight. Yeah, that's all the questions on my end. Elisa, take it away.
Thank you so much. Let's proceed to ambassador program. Daniel, we have a lot of questions regarding our ambassador program. Could you please help us and provide your vision? Daniel, are you here?
Thank you, Alisa.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm here. Yeah, great. Thanks, Alisa. Thanks, Ethan, for your amazing speech. I'm sure it's so important for guys who develop their own projects and want to cooperate with us. Now, I want to tell you a little about our ambassador program and answer your questions. It's a pleasure to see so many ambassadors among us. So, guys, if you are a STON ambassador, and if you are here, please put an emoji or write something on our chat. I can start with answering your questions, and I start with the first question about our program. What sets the STON.fi ambassador program apart from others? It's a good question, because there are so many ambassador programs in the internet, but our ambassador program is special. Not only because it is the biggest ambassador program on the TON blockchain. After all, it's a program that works in free-to-enter system. So really everyone can join our program. start contributing and get rewarded for their content or other actions. I personally administrate this program within more than 1 year. So I have seen so many people who joined us without any knowledge of the internet, of the blockchain, of social net media promotion, but they got these skills and constantly raised in the salary in rewards. And now these guys who started with nothing earn 200, 300, somebody more than $500 per month on their ambassador actions, and start to promote other project, and became really a real influencer in crypto. So it's our main threat of our program that really everyone can join. Also, we provide a huge support of our ambassadors. We educate them, we answer their questions, we provide special contests and activities from ambassadors. And now I can move to the second question. It's about this. What resources or support are provided for ambassadors? It may be exclusive content, trainings, direct channels, or something like this. Yeah, I ready to answer to this question, and now I want to share our mini link tree in the chat. So guys, join with a chat, and you'll see a Ambassadors link tree. Here you can find all the link that you need to explore if you are our ambassador or if you want to become an ambassador. So, what resources or support are provided for ambassadors? First of all, we have guides that can educate everyone. In our guides, we write about how to create content, how to design it for some social networks, which hashtags to select, how to use links in this social network and another, so your content becomes the more visible for an audience. So it's the first thing. It's a detailed guide for everything you need. The second thing is our support. We have a special support account for ambassadors, so everyone can write, ask a question, or maybe share his or her content and ask what to improve. And our experienced support manager will be sure to answer you. And the third thing, but I think it's one of the most important, we have
Hey, I think we can't hear you.
Looks like we lost him.
Yeah, I think he's disconnected. Okay, so maybe let's wait a couple of minutes, and while we're waiting for Daniel, maybe we can cover some product questions.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So I took three, hoping also like with a balance here. I'll start with the question about OmniStone. So how does OmniStone manage liquidity fragmentation between DEXs. So in a way, OmniSTON is sometimes I like to say is the aggregator of aggregators. So what it is called a request for quote protocol. This means any aggregator, right? So you know a few aggregators out there. You got Swap Coffee, Rainbow Swap, Titan. These type of aggregators already in the market can actually connect to OmniSTON, and we call them actually resolvers. So they connect to OmniSTON, and they compete over quotes. So if they showcase the best quote, we move them the user's swap so that they get volume for their aggregator. And so what that does is, because it's having more players finding best rates for you, it brings excellent rates. And you can even currently, it's not the default setting, but you can, when you go to swaps on STON.fi, to the web app, you can actually, in settings, select OmniSTON on. So I do recommend you guys try it out. It's pretty cool, and you can even see what resolver wins. But also, not just aggregators. There's what we call dark AMMs that can connect to it. We have one already, where it's like they have their own internal pool. What they're doing is doing arbitrage in a way between DEXs. So they also can show a quote. They earn in their model a bit from the spread, but it's still giving you a better price than if it was just on one DEX that you're swapping. And what's even more awesome is you can swap any Jayton token with OmniSTON. So you could that does even have a pool, and much easier for integrating, right? So think of the DeFi protocols when I was talking about the grant program, right? When we're talking about DeFi projects, DeFi protocols they don't have to integrate every DEX now, right? They can just integrate OmniSTON, and there you go, right? And OmniSTON continuously evolves with new resolvers. We even improve our own resolver. So it's a pretty cool protocol to check out. I would say out of all the integrations I've worked with, all the builders, OmniSTON is used the most right now just because of that uniqueness. There is some use cases that doesn't need OmniSTON, but it's the majority right now of the integrations. I'd definitely check out the docs there if you are a builder. Now, next question. Can you explain the weighted constant product invariant? This is WCPI, pools simply. So I'll try to make it as simple as possible, but yeah. So you probably have some education on AMM pools, right? How they're 50-50 with the token pair. So if you want it, you'll probably see our number one pool is TON and USDT, right? That model is you basically have to add in value of dollars. We always calculate it 50% in TON of that and 50% USDT. And this is always balancing. So let's say if TON goes down or goes up $6, it's going to actually, what you hold there is going to purchase a bit of USDT to balance it back out. So that's actually what's called impermanent loss, where you might have not gained as much if you just held the TON token. But what's cool about the weighted constant product invariant is you can create a pool with a different ratio. So for example, you could create for a TON USDT pair pool, you could have 80% be USDT and then 20% TON, and that would be considered a more safer pool from the swaps, because if TON dropped drastically, you're not holding as much. You're only holding 20%. And the pool still works, right? You're still earning from the 0.2% fee that goes to all the pool holders. So it's a way for you to do a strategy, or other way around. You could make TON 80% because you're bullish on TON. So that's how those pools work. And you can actually check out pools on STON.fi, you click the pools icon, you can actually look, you'll see the symbol saying WCPI. So you can already see the pools. Click on them and you can check and see how weighted they are. So overall, it's customizable risk. So you can tilt your LP for one way, right? It can be also better capital efficiency. So you're optimizing your deployed liquidity. And it helps you with your portfolio allocation, right? Of how you want how you want your exposure. So it's a pretty cool product. Hopefully I explained it easy enough for you guys, everyone. Okay, so then the last question is, how is STON.fi making swaps easier across blockchains while staying TON native? Now, I wanted to jump into this question because right now we are more, TON native, right? With OmniSTON is doing aggregation, where you can swap, you can add the pools, all native to TON. But we are working with OmniSTON to make it cross-chain. That's something the dev team has been working hard on. This is obviously, we have still more time to go with this build, but what it will be like is think of what I was explaining to you with OmniSTON request for quote, right? It's actually a very, very similar concept for cross-chain. So it's the same approach, but using more arbitrage models, right? When I was talking to you about the dark AMMs it's what they're named for, arbitrage. And so they can utilizing these arbitrage providers as resolvers. Remember, that was what when you connect, you become a resolver. They can do these cross-chain swaps that way. And so they find you the best rates. And so that's what's pretty cool about how we're going to evolve into cross-chain approaches, right, with the vision. I think Elisa will talk also a little bit about the vision too. And then there's also making swaps easier when it comes to concentrated liquidity. So that's kind of cool. I know we're diving into that as well. So it's basically the name how it works. You're concentrating a pool for a price spread of the token. So by concentrating, you can actually increase APR in the pools, which means higher yields. So more advantageous to add to those pools. So concentrated liquidity is really cool. That's there's already some projects out there doing concentrated liquidity in TON. There'll be a lot of cool DeFi concepts being able to build off of that. So I'm excited to see what's happening, and then especially when we launch. But yeah, I would say that's it for me. I hope I answered those core questions. You can take it away, Elisa. Maybe Daniel's back. I don't know.
Yes, thank you so much. It's so massive. We have a lot of questions regarding our product, and it's been a while since we have so many questions. So the community is very interested about on our products like OmniSTON, etc. And thanks for your help. So I think that Daniel is live. So yeah, Daniel, you can now speak. I turned on your microphone. And maybe you can continue with our ambassador program questions.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Excuse me. Now I'm ready to finish this questions. So I answered the question about the support that we provide to our ambassadors. I told them, I told you that we have a special support account where you can write to with all your questions. We have a chat for ambassadors where you can share your content and ask for advice or give advice if you think you experienced enough. We also have a special channel for ambassadors where we publish articles, special activities, contests, and so on. So, guys, please check our chat, find Stoneambassadors Linktree, and click all the links from there to explore our program and understand all the ways that you can get support from us. Next question. It's a good question. Some ambassadors ask me in direct messages about this. Beyond social media, can ambassadors contribute to something else like support, documentation, or product feedback? Yeah, it's other important trait of our ambassador program that you can do almost everything. So we have, for example, we have a graffiti artist who just make graffitis. We have a sportsman who perform in our T-shirt. So if you want to create your community, to host an offline event, or do something like this, you can always do it. We have no restrictions, but if you are going to have some expenses, it's better to negotiate about them with me beforehand, because if you spend a lot, we can't guarantee that we are ready to cover it. So it's better to negotiate about your expenses beforehand. But you can, like I said, you can do almost everything. For example, we have some ambassadors who founded their own local communities, and now they are specialized on this. They are now they are 100% managers of their own community who develop it. And if you want to found your own community on your local language, and if you want to try to attract more members to your community, you can always do it as a part of the Ambassador program. And we are always ready to help you with advice or with something more. The question number 4 about the ambassador program. As an ambassador, what key points should be considered when creating promotional content? It's a good question because the main way how ambassadors participate in our program, it's a content creation. So every ambassador can create content in any social network, like video content in YouTube or TikTok or Instagram Reels, or text content on any platforms from Twitter and Medium to some local social networks. So it's not obligatory to create promotional content. It's better to create interesting content, something that may be interesting for so many people. If you can create memes with cats, it's okay. If you can create something about some educational content, you can do it. Do everything you want, but of course you have to mention STON.fi. For example, you can create a big article or a video or a big video about DeFi as whole, but mention STON.fi as important project in DeFi sphere. Or, for example, you can create memes with AI or funny videos and mention STON.fi. So you are guys are creators. So only you can choose what to do. We have no restrictions. And the last question about ambassador program. It's an interesting question. Does the program include tiers or levels based on performance? Good question. Now it doesn't. We have only one tier, it's STON ambassador. Yeah, we have some in our program. There are some STON ambassadors who are known to everyone. Everyone knows them because they support us in chat. They always active in our STON ambassadors sources, but we don't have tiers. But in future, we are ready to. We're going to improve our program and prepare special conditions for the most active authors who really can work with audience. So if you want to start or if you want to improve your activity, now is the best time because when we because in future we are not going to stop. We want to make our program. We are going to make our program more visible, more profitable, and we are ready to provide special statuses for the most active members of our community. So, guys, I hope to see everyone on our program. Thank you for your questions. Stay active, and I want to give a word to Alice.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. I totally agree with you that like now is the best time because STON.fi is expanding and we are looking for like active community members, and we have a lot of opportunities and we are planning to expand our community initiatives. And so like I'd like to cover some questions regarding our vision, because we had a lot of questions regarding our long-term vision. And the question is like, what's the long-term vision for STON.fi in the STON.fi DeFi ecosystem? So to be honest, it's a very comprehensive question, and I don't think we are able to cover everything in terms of this community call, but I will try to be as brief as I can. So our long-term vision is very simple. Our goal is to become the liquidity layer of the STON.fi ecosystem, the foundation that other applications use and build on top of it. So the vision is already taken shape with OmniSTON, our liquidity aggregator, and thanks to it, users can now access liquidity from pools across different DEX directly through the STON.fi interface. So speaking about like what's next, we're continuing to expand OmniSTON by connecting even more liquidity sources. And what this means for the ecosystem. So for users, it's a great convenience and the best available prices. For integrators, it's one simple integration instead of many separate ones. So like, yeah, this is the vision, and OmniSTON, I think it's one of our key products. And honestly speaking, like I think the best activity you can do is just to stay tuned. We have huge plans for future, and I think we will reveal everything in our community first. So yeah, that's it. Replying to this question, and also we had some questions regarding global community initiatives and regional events. So the question is like any global community initiatives, example Africa, Nigeria, and regional events. So this is a very good questions because in the past few months we've been busy growing our regional communities together with you. So what started with just 2 communities has now become 7 amazing groups. So we have like African community, we have Hindi community, Farsi, Indonesian, Vietnamese, Chinese, and soon we will launch Spanish-speaking community as well. So this is like a huge expansion. We started it recently, and I think everybody, like not everybody, but all the members of regional communities, they are quite happy because you have your own platform, and we have a lot of fun activities in these local groups. So you can find all the links to our local communities easily in our link tree. Also, we plan to promote even more regional communities and expand even more. So like we won't stop on our Spanish-speaking community. It's our community number 7. We are looking forward to expand even more. And this is just the beginning. So we're excited to keep expanding, and stay tuned for more updates. I hope that I replied to this question, like any local initiatives, check them out on our link tree in our local communities. So last question, but like not least, I think, Daniel, you have already covered sort of this question. So how can non-technical community members contribute or get hired by the team? So this is a great question. You don't need to be a developer to get involved with the STON.fi, because there are many ways non-technical community members can contribute. So for example, like it's out of the blue, I have 3 ways to contribute if you're a non-tech community member. First, check out our Ambassador program. So there are many ways in which you may contribute. For example, content creation, like you can make memes, videos, articles about STON.fi, and creative contributions are always valued. So second, like local community members join or help grow our regional communities, and check out regional initiatives. And we have a lot of regional campaigns. So just check out our link tree and join our regional communities. And thirdly, we have, as I have already mentioned, we have a lot of community activities happening all the time. Every month we run a lot of contests and a lot of campaigns. So I told you about meme contest, and we have already received like 900 memes across the Twitter. So if you haven't submitted your meme, just please do it, because the deadline is approaching. It will be next week, sorry. And also we have an ongoing contest with the wallet. So you can also submit your entry and get rewards in STON. And in general, like we are planning to host more community activities, to host more Ask Me Anything, and to be closer to our community members. So yeah, that's it. Like, I don't think we are limited by these 3 opportunities. I just tried to describe briefly 3 ways how can you contribute to STON.fi if you are like a non-technical community member. So yeah, that's it. I think that keep an eye on our announcements and socials. That's where we share the news about openings and initiatives. And by the way, we are currently hiring a marketing manager. So speaking about non-technical community managers, so community members, we are currently looking for marketing manager. Check out our website for open roles. This is a non-technical non-technical role. So yeah, that's it. I hope that I replied to some questions. We covered a lot. So like we planned to cover 4 questions, but we received almost 100 questions from the community, dedicated to different areas and topics. So I think that we have covered a lot. And let me check the chat. By the way, Daniel, I saw that on our chat we have some questions on ambassadors. Maybe if you want, you can reply to them now. But like, if not, please drop your questions to our chat. We will prepare the next community call, and we will cover as much as we can. So yeah, I think that's it from my side.
Thanks, Elisa. I wanted to actually just say one thing about the STON Ambassador Program. The other day I was, using Google, where Gemini, like searching about different STON.fi type questions, different stuff with our protocol, and I noticed that Gemini is actually taking a lot of the content from STON ambassadors, and I was even, clicking on the sources, reading, and the information is like very accurate. So I just want to give props. I think there's probably a lot of STON ambassadors here, but you guys are creating great content. This is definitely helping out STON.fi a tremendous amount, especially through using Gemini on Google search. So quite awesome. I just wanted to appreciate all the work you guys are doing in the STON Ambassador Program.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like something outstanding in our STEM Ambassador Program, and it's because of you. So yeah, thank you guys, and I think that we will catch up soon. Thank you for joining to our community call. It's like it was an experiment because previously we trying to do it. We used Twitter Spaces, and now I think that we will do it more often. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Daniel, for contributing, for replying to community questions. We will make a list for questions because we offered rewards for like questions that we will pick. So definitely we will contact all the winners and we will distribute rewards to you guys. So yeah, stay tuned, and yes, STON.fi, see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.